It is finished. It's if we're Mamuina once again about your platform you so a Pinax TV. What you are watching emotional scenes at courts as at yesterday. Just the whole of Ghana, we were watching the sequence of events. What really unfolded as just and what really started as just a family feud. No, quickly no. Now it's say anka kamya kwese yebe lusu yanka se inyaba who is a member of parliament, who is a lawyer, who is a mother, and who is also a family member of the Kantanka family. A DNA course so I just say it to a course wa ewo akofina the residents ma bullets ni bi ekoka Adwoa Safo ekade bullets ni bi eloge ewo Adwoa Safo ni timwa ka by this time around yesie no akane papa home. Now there's been a lot of reactions concerning this particular news. Many people are on the side of Adwoa Safo, and many people too, mind you, are on the side of Safo Jnr. The argument of making is number one, Adwoa Safo, you drove into a private residence of someone, regardless of a private residence. Two, when you went there, they said they will not let you in. In law, you have to be invitation to treat, which means Uro be shop. Now so the person can say, I won't sell that thing to you. And no any brony friend invitation to treat. The same thing likewise when you enter into someone's premises, and answer when you want to enter into someone's house. Even if you gladly request Krana, the person can say, I won't let you in. And Adwoa Safo catch say mani rebo no ni bufu ye no kokopaye e no de car no V8 no team no or the bubo gate na, it resulted in the security sending and returning fire, which was a bad thing because all the car air tries to be gator. There are many ways you guys could have handled this instead of what if anything shooting at her, which resulted in she almost losing her life. Now me know say there are various updates about video show on the screens no timer Safo Jnr ko PM e court. Mind you, we gave you an earlier update say in some ne ko PM court and as some we are e course on ya chino no it just what also followed was that Safo security omuna no the security personnel are now omo guard residents or government revoke omo license. Also the people involved in the shooting omunya together with apparently their gang leader and answer their boss Safo Jnr. Now me know case omko PM court in the dano many updates about ama attaching for the sound for on the side of Safo Jnr. Why? Because the court and the circuit court ma granted 500,000 CD bill. So what you are watching on the screen or say circuit court grants Israel Safo 8 others bill of 500,000 cedis with 2 sureties each. So some of the emotional scenes are now watching time Safo Jnr okupie mu quarter, you could see clearly say yes, it is what it is, and at the end of the day the laws are working. But then in some P so we have some of the videos of when all of these things so I'm talking about the fact say when all these things course on time you do a more court some of the things are not course court, some of the reactions and even from the look of things some of the church members of the Christo Safo ministry they were there in their numbers to support Safo Jnr. You better share a preview of what really happened at the court premises. Mind you, this is not the end because this is just the beginning, and updates are patches Adwoa Safo bibi ansem ne kono was say yede no kwa abrochiri. Now one person too whose name have come into the mix Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. Why? Because Agyapong has children with this particular woman, 2 children to be precise. Young question video we what really happened at the court premises here, but we take a few excerpts and watch what really happened when Safo was dragged by the CID out of the court premises. Young video Babaka, we continue. Where the microphone is?
They will learn interview.
Where the microphone is?
Okay, it's here for so video ya kwa share no emra na say Adwoa Safo kantanka ne court issue no elkoso a it's later in the video we saw say court no emma verdict and a court no edin semi betu just case no finally no you are granting the bail, but then it doesn't end there because case no kamia say there are more things involved, and at the end of the day many people are calling for justice. Mind you, the family members of Safo the kantanka family, most of them were there, and even lawyers of both parties clashed. Yes, the lawyers of both parties clashed that. It is na omunyina obia eka na asem ebimuso Safo kantanka ya de wanyehwe ebimuso Safo kantanka anya de entwe na so. It's both parties no obia e won a faction e the court premises. So now you bedi kan kwa share another scene and another chain of events course. So babaka lawyers for both parties omaba kasa amidst information about say bullet no proud to consensus na enenam abefo interview say the bullet just grazed the ear of Adwoa Safo. We are learning say there is more to it. There is more to it. Before then, you share this particular video. Now you share the sequence of events. Of course, so our court premises. So it is a Safo kantanka Jnr. and Kasande say now some I am mobile per year. To say maybe and some no call number one. It doesn't look good for him because if he's the new and still leader of the Adwoa Safo, starting out like this is not a good sheet and it's not a clean sheet for him. You should video babaka you better also because in some no a kamia said there's more to it.
Oh, boss. Oh. Oh, boss. Oh.
Okay. So video near share except at the court premises Safo kantanka Jnr. Sena Midi Kandi Tuja, and he has been granted a bill of 500,000 cedis with 2 sureties each. Now the lawyers for the accused Omaba Kasa. It is something by if you say the see yen can cry sika honestly you have a lot mean kaso wa di nyina sika a lot because again we yesabi onipa hunu bi na koye e kodi sa nyamra asem we anka by this na odem Odem gidi 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 gidi. But then because of the nature of the person involved, you saw how fast they gave him bail. We are learning said this was because of how Kojo Safo Kantanka, the lawyers actually came in for him within just 24 hours. So you bailing him. Now lawyers adding same bibri atutuja more details of why they gave him the bill in the first place, and even the way forward. Because we are learning say they are scheduled for another court appearance and a whole lot of things. For
each person,
no, 2 sureties, not to be justified. 2 sureties each.
To all of them or
each, 2 each.
Okay.
Not to be justified.
Okay. 500,000.
The bail sum is 500,000
For each 500,000.
for all, but 2 sureties each.
For each person, no, 2 sureties. Not all of them.
2 sureties each.
To all of them or
Each. 2 each.
Okay.
Not to be justified.
Okay. 500,000.
The bail sum is 500,000
For each 500,000.
for all, but 2 sureties each.
Okay.
Not to be justified.
How do you feel about this case? How do you feel about this case?
We are ongoing. We are ongoing. We are ongoing with it. All right.
When are you expected to come back to court?
Now, some same way, of course, one of the things we are learning is that the lawyers and some of the lawyers of Sarah Adwoa Safo, what we are learning is that omudin sembi ababe tuja omu arguments no simple. Omu party said the course no family rivalry, which means say nuanum yenu and omenya omu tokwa omu kon. Intenye say bia yakobo baako pa anase baako akobo pa se meku ne nyonko da bi entisa fiensem bibi ade ne du no ombe so meyi akofie because sabiu osunu mienu ko a FM and a bre yentie insema ne lawyer no odi tuja concerning this particular issue. Ye babaka ye beto us with more updates on this.
It's a family thing. It's a sibling rivalry in Tanya Ebibia.
Oh, okay.
So we will solve it amicably. I've said it 100 times.
A minute. Oh, you get the interview, so please. Let's finish what we are doing. Okay.
Okay, so that was exactly what really happened now. Sisi Awon Pache say a sibling rivalry. Massive sibling rivalry. And I just say enuanum mienu and I say bi omenye omo ntokwa a omo kon. Nti sensem na ba yenja say ye de we ho den for mu no, because at the end of the day it doesn't paint a good picture. Omo mienu no menya asem yenhwe how a yebetimi then solve this issue itself instead of SW moving forward and trying to poke our noses into this particular issue in some way and our air course. So now there's been more updates concerning this issue in some P akoso, and there are more talks in some course on the ABB obia e can side, but then there is another update, and a crucial update aba right here on this particular platform concerning this particular case, because in some air course on day in day out, there is more update to it. I just say updates bar na the eba. So you need in same nature, and as always, we'll make sure we'll give you more updates. And in this particular life, and then you realize that along the way, we'll be giving you more updates into and about the Adwoa Safo case, because there's another crucial case about Menoka say more and more is to come. Now, you'll be moving on fast. Near a year in some for us. So based on the recent sequence of events, we are realizing the Ministry of Interior, which basically houses all the security agencies in Ghana. I'm talking about Ministry of Interior, the Ghana Police the Ghana Army the Ghana Navy the Ghana Immigration the Customs many subset security agencies. Your friend is the Ministry of Interior Omu boss and omu penny pa and the president of the Republic of Ghana and sana second in command Nana and sana about speaker and other things amana be see the minister. So now based on the sequence of events, that's already the Minister of Interior Eddie Sembia Babe Tuja. Now, I don't know if this was triggered by the Safo Jnr shooting or not, but then press release and as information or the Ababe Tuja ato abe fintintan video so patch say Sisiano almost all Obibia wo Chrome has a security personnel or not our no. A two now one a revoking license no. Mind you, now saying I in some way see no. A year Muntaka and the Ministry of Interior revoked the license of Safo Jnr security company and Adwoa Safo. So we don't know if this was what really prompted this action. Say, Ubi biara wo tuo e wo krom hasi say a year registered or not no. Utuo effective immediately no. Yaje etuo no and asabi etuo no licenses are yedi ama no revoke. Now there's been a lot of things so and personally I'm trying to deduce the meaning and as a sense into this. But then let's put this on the screens. I'll say all gun owners required to undergo mental health evaluation, drug testing, and firearms training before new licenses are issued. Interior Minister. So now they are telling us based on all the sequence of events Abano, what they are doing as a ministry is so simple. They are banning all guns. In social how I say government introduces tougher firearm licensing systems. So here they are telling us clearly say acquire fast so for only firearms and a tool assessa completely and now Obibia wo to say a private civilian so a security company who to now no brand nebeje license for because he revoke license no into share screens so I say all firearm registrations issued to individuals are revoked effective immediately. All holders must reapply. So now they are telling us clearly, say, Obibiara would to be an etuono, Sisiano, it is useless. Go and register again. Now we don't know if this has something to do with the Safo Jnr issue because of how people were parading their guns on social media, and now perhaps there's a coup d'etat threat linger in the country. We don't know. We don't know, we can't really tell. But then in some air course so any you maybe can't share the video of hen a year Muntaka Mubarak or this same way etuja concern and says Sisiano Obibia wo tubiano the President of the Republic of Ghana together with the Ministry of Interior they've revoked your license.
The future must not be compromised by illicit arms. Our children deserve classroom, not fear. Our communities deserve safety, not violence. As part of the post-amnesty measures, government will organize the 8th armed destruction ceremony on Thursday, 9th of July 2026 at the police depot Tesano, Accra at 10 a.m. At this event, over 2,000 seized and surrendered firearms will be destroyed. Let me also emphasize that the private security organizations are prohibited from possessing or using firearms in accordance with Regulation 13 of LI 1571.
From this afternoon, all permits that has been granted to any individual that you are holding a sidearm or firearm is hereby revoked. We are revoking that and we are opening a window where everyone will have to come forward again to register or to re-register the gun because we've changed the procedure. We've realized that there's a short gap in the registration procedure that we've been using. Some will say that why not wait till December? In 6 months, we could still save a lot more life. We've seen that people who mental health had already gone through and have the sidearm. Now we are introducing mental health. Before we give you the sidearm, we have to be sure that you have the mental stability to hold the firearms. We've also realized that people who are on drugs are also holding the arms, and they are legitimate because it's been registered. Now you have to go through drug tests to be sure that you are not on drugs before you can hold sidearms. And lastly,
so that was in Sema Muntaka Mubarak or the Tuja. Now, one of the things I want you to note is that this is coming at a very crucial time. Mind you, at the time, Safo Jnr, omu company no, and omu busu and omu private security, omu security services, omu offer security services for many companies in Ghana no, omu kochi tu omu angasa omu family member na so omu boss. Omo former boss Eba Minuka say no Adwoa Safo is battling for her life right now. But one of the things I want you to note in all of this thing is very simple. Tia, the Ministry of Interior is saying, sir, it is not just basically based on one pattern of events, which means, action we are more undertaken. It is not because of Sebio Safo Kantanka per se, but then because of Niema Akoso. And Obi Biara will throw. Many people have guns, not everyone, but a lot of people are now possessing firearms. Aside from that, too, Obi Owa, a two no one, Odikune home. A new TUTA statement, a year Muntaka Mubrak, a kind or patcher say, firearms need be a diamond kofana kofa babejino. Obi Owa or Tiwo, not to say, firearm you are supposed to use to protect yourself and I say, for hunting or something. But you see, I'm going to national musu o meaning J. And I BBC and almost ne be a brabo edi omu adania. Now I treat a tuna to onwanka sankasa so. Onwanka sankasa o. Now I treat a tunu esi onwanka sankasa so no why they will kunu. So based on this, according to them, a idea to say they've seen it doesn't make sense and people are using it for the wrong reasons. What I say, a new thing was said unko for to our sanso the back. Now, psychological and mental evaluation. So, what do you know? Are you okay? Near also running a background security check. Say, nipa way ya did to a man no. Is he a person now? Obit me to na? Is he a person of sane mind? Is he a person who can hold arms and not discharge it violently in public without a warrant and as without a cause? These are things that are more share. Now, mind you, there are scores of people who are also making arguments. Say, this all could be due, and I said this whole thing could be due to the fact. Say, it could be to the fact that other people are using it and are using this particular guns for robbery. Or more you should say two way for robbery. And now say what we are also learning is that there are some people who are using this to purportedly plan coup d'etat and bad things. Now, there's more side to this, and at the end of the day, it is what it is. But then you see an information about based on all these sequence of events, I was undertaking this particular thing. Now, I'll show you what screens once again now. Or say all gun owners are now required to undergo mental health evaluation, number 1, drug testing, number 2, and firearms training before new licenses are issued. This coming from the Interior Minister. And the Interior Minister in Sama Odi Tujanono say Obi Piara Sebio Sisiano Obe Isu Etono. I was say I don't fat through this kind of evaluation to make sure say at the end of the day, it will not be council idea. I mean, you are prepared mentally and physically for it. I just say, Osha, and Sema Ekoswa in Simpi Ekoso. It is what it is. It is what it is. The Ekosubiano, the Beba Modern, say Bema more updates on this particular issue Ekoso. Because in some the AP pa. But then at the end of the day, you share the BC. Na the best in nature, in Pennyforce Sinichi and the Bimu Charlie. So, share the Ekoso, share the Ekoso pa. Whatever happens, we'll do well and we'll try as much as possible to give you more updates. Once again, we are live. Yes, sir, obeti me a drop a comment our comment section. Na you our dream chair concerning this particular issue. What do you think about this issue? Do you think, say, the ministry is right to undertake this kind of narrative and as a directive? Let us know what you think in the comment section. At the end of the day, you better share the base. Now, you may moving on straight again to the camp of Adwoa Safo. I was telling you earlier, said the Adwoa Safo case is apparently not ending anytime soon. Now, the reason I was making this argument and as I was pushing this kind of narrative was so simple. Now, in the course over the weekend, Adwoa Safo on one kasa ni nua bema yesi ne hene anase ye kasa obey the new replacement ama Kristo Asafo asore etese okọ ho okọ no etese ebufuo mu okọ se okọ stop event yesi ama ni wrem no enese ode ne car pimpim gate na etese it resulted in a total ama me no kasa Adwoa Safo ne dabre mu enye. Now all this said and done no me no kasa no update abeka ensa CI patch Adwoa Safo ni case no, it is not an easy one. Now Oshe the screen so in fact Adwoa Safo share picture na on the side of the screen to me say nenim nyina ani moja ebra sabi ebubo ni tu a ebetete na so no na sensem no enye adeketo a nti wo hwe the whole screen so a we time na oda ho and a time the security personnel omukute ntuo pump action gun they were shooting at Adwoa Safo odwen wo kura sabi wo ntiase Adwoa Safo eni ebu ni tu say we ye twa kuma would movie bi. Now, there's more updates about because aside from the fact says you see an Adwoa Safo, she's undergone various surgeries. We are learning that all these things are echoes. One of the updates about crucial here is that Adwoa Safo, yes, you did not abroad for treatment. You did not go US for treatment. I'm focus then I didn't see they will call abroad. Now there's more to it because the 8 no about bekasa. Let's make this bigger for you to know exactly what we are talking about. I say the special assistant to MP Sarah Adwoa Safo, Dr. Emmanuel Y. Boachi, has announced that she will be flown abroad for further medical treatment to prevent further damage to her face after undergoing 2 surgeries at the 37 military hospital following a gunshot injury. Now, they are telling us that Adwoa Safo, unfortunately, she will have to be flown out of the country. The reason why Adwoa Safo will have to be flown out of the country is that it will be pellets. Yes, bullet pellets, and I say yes. The pellets. I say it na ekono. It in call on its own. Ekwa edi tuomboba. The pellets ne tuomboba na eko. Nintuomboba itself it moves like a shrapnel. Shrapnel say ade ebu ehun inkitin. You find say watu ebu abu obi bebo no as ehun hwani kakra ama ehun embubo no apeti nipa ne so. So in this case no etu aboba no e find pellets. And you can utrim a two aboba eno ena sebu a gracie Adwoa Safo ni nimni na dia I was so corner kwa esu ye hu se two aboba no kra no sebu e bi nra na adwemu in the first place and now say impact of the bullets ni face would it cause a massive injury and as a scar ni bibisa we don't know ti see and maybe edu ne de yes say the Adwoa Safo call a year abrutimemu na wakwakoto an surgery so I know say there are a lot of concerns and I said there are more reactions to this amafo bibiri say okay I didn't see Adwoa Safo adinti na ukọ abruchi adinti na untina Ghana ha see but then at the end of the day omo purchase baby I need to know said you Ghana fire the ombeye but still now what the truth of the matter is that she needs to be flown out of the country and now who on the screen say Adwoa Safo to be flown abroad for 2 surgeries after 2 surgeries at 37 military hospital to prevent further damage to her face. So now Adwoa Safo or you're flying aqua bruchi for further treatment. Now in all of these things clearly there's been many reactions. I'm not for be Eka say Adwoa Safo oko ni fi ho ekoye den. Because clearly, even though Safo Kantanka is Junior is your brother, he has no right to come into your house when and how. He needs permission. But then Adwoa Safo Patcher say he drove to the house of the brother Sap Akofena alone. All kono, contrary to claim say or no Adwoa Safo all kono or the gang tutu no say entisa. She drove there alone. So I say I drove alone to my brother's place, a house built by our father. That is also my home. So no patch say if you know, or no papa in the sea. Even though see an engineer ketwa de no, sabi the tibia no, na say any papa fee, it still not any fee. So contrary to claims I'm focus and now call or see there be any fee, a fee, and no call ye. At the end of the day, a man for Mukaso and now or say trouble party say and no cray. Now, far from that, too, another update as you can see on the screen, so has or say 37 military hospital refers Adwoa Safo to the bank hospital for surgery on her head injury resulting from Sunday's shooting. So now we are learning say Adwoa Safo shooting, it has maybe moved further to a head injury, which means a shooting, of course, Sabu enya de a etu abonti epitipiti nenim sa e de bi serious ama sia no me say akaniti was say koye ho surgery nti de ne kwa the bank hospital bibi ada lumba or yare okupie wo wa omuye ohwe the whole screen so say several pellets and broken glass have been removed from my face following Sunday's shooting. Chances of me flying abroad for further treatment is high. Nti opa just say etu abon yi bebre efifi na so eni trim but I was so kwa bruchi na okoye further checks into sa chances na higher yidi kan ka chew say those chances are too high to the extent say see no information aba confirm say indeed no Sarah Adwoa Safo will be flown out of the country. It is Osha this all coming at the time ni nua Bema Adwoa Safo's brother Israel Safo and 8 others they've been granted 500 cedi bill over the shooting incident. Now there is more reaction because members ni be aba outer omukoko apai omo complain say Sarah Adwoa Safo in same way nyina ne kofa by no efi ono na one person ebi makasa but then one person also ebe kasa ye King Jonas but before I bet to ask no yenku tie church members ni bia omo ball dumpem ewo TikTok omo expose say Adwoa Safo no nam ho so onye saint kra ni suba nyina muturu muju ane ohwan insuo ni wetifi na wakogina nafo ebisa say ehwan na yes ade no it is crazy now yenko tie some of the things church members ni bi and wild allegations they labeled against their church member Sarah Adwoa Safo yebeto
papa me do what now you penny chairman mendiatem who yansani a nka wo medi diatem tianya ko fanya papa who ya papa me nya papa
abna kan bi ama ayi be ma na asem mo pese mo beti ase ese
ana mira me nka bi ma be ma
no ase de wo tumi no fa 99
me pese me cheni say me pese me kama ko wie ni say e wo say baby ani padodo ni gina no e wo ne ye wo se ye hwe
oh mama me too why
asumdue ba
okay
so what ma say inka bi say papa ma no mo ye me ma miensa say ni pa wo go na e ba ni okay
all right okay
bi papa cha what ma say
yeah ma to ase ba yeah
but baby ani padodo ni gina mo me hwe ni en kan ko ho na asumdue nya dem mra but we gina ha no wo twe ne sre ni we gina ha no wo twe na basa onen we gina ha no wo twe ne mfe mi ra e he na de ye de kwako wi
obi anyina baby a we am
e he na de ye de kwako wi ehi ena de be kwa kowie sister
we are true for now
sister me are true for sesen aseme na me ba ya me kai me di atro
me say we are ubebre
me da ase me da ase
ye wo
se me bra me den sesa na be bre wo di wabusuafo we sesa na me de be bre wo di wabusuafo
be careful as the woman
you should be careful madam you should be careful jadi ojo na
o
kana Adey
awanimu bra
adey aniafo mienu anya asam ye se ba ko achi adey na aniafo mienu anya asam so ti ase ne se ba ko achi sasem na me kan wo ye banyansani obetie mi ye enka ma beje wo banya so me di matam me se ba ko achi o mi sha akofuna achi na me se ma me sele achi but the air cost airtime
wo ye koshini obebre
airtime
sifo
airtime 99 so person who tie na me kan ya wo dem still send me one number na me fa audio send no betie ma me say na me na adwo so betie asore mu mpanifo bia de open no ye mi ram ha cho si me why me da ase
yo me da ase.
Okay, so you could see some of the church members omudi see ni aje say omunsem no simple say the eninam abel phone tinten video so aye kam and I say no entesa Sarah Adwoa Safo no say na yedi kan anase bi mu edi kan no oye muturu mujo but one person on so na no aba beto sansem mu nua be ma King Jonas someone who say in semi do headquarters inti de no so edi tuja
ba bigina doma ma ne yo no so e wo say Adwoa Safo nua ketwa no e be gye mu nsam ye me so so awudifo so this time mamu fa ne Jimmy I'm telling you Ghana police enye bibini na e kwasia enye bibini na ya boa o papa bobra no we jam nyapade a mo betimu akwade se nuafo no me ahiafo bebre kura ogan na minimum omu nuanom na ye adwuma na omo boa boa mo because ma me on papa ni bi enti mo ma bobra o papa bobra jawa mu beti mu apese nuanom na maye den mu build legacy na de agya mo ma ho ni jiminti watutu okuku nuaba wasiampa nyini me everyday me kabi ma ho se wona ye be man ti Adwoa Safo kra fo na ni monyam na ho den ene ne links odi wo politics nta amachi unua wo wachi wasiampa nyini junior Safo wachi se unua Adwoa Safo kwasi aba na obeye MP a wajimi ti se amoako hene oso wa yisika nyina ede kwot na America se owo ne kwasi ama wa the same job na Adwoa Safo ye de amoako hene jimi fo ne ye sa na Adwoa Safo ye ti obi adwa what I say it doesn't mean say munkoku no the fact say what they can be through fie gate anu a wama order say omuntututu mo ka no munku no nti wo mpe onua no kra wo ho a momma warning shot wo wiem na ontu ne ka nko oba besia anya oba we na nani eden ana otimi nya kodro tu ka ne dwan ko police station kama kuno we attempting murder esem ko prison for life joma me jamo on one ne ndc just men kama poso mo hwa we ne so dobro ni de bi.
So that is exactly what really happened. You could see clearly, sir. One person on sudden and not so same way mu. Jonas. At the end of the day, close the gates. At the end of the day, it is what it is. You could see very clearly, sir. People are not really happy, and at the end of the day, there's many reactions to it. But then one of the things here, which is also really happening, everyone is looking at it from a different angle. Is the fact, sir, all these things are happening. The question I'm after baby and say, what is the family doing in all of this? What is the reaction about from the family side? Now, clearly, the family actually granted a basically some press release and some presser at the court premises, and also timer yema a year omunya bema omunya ketwa bema bill. And now they are saying say in same bebre echo. So in fact, some of their aunts, that is a yes of Kantanka Nimbano or more auntie, just a nice osun. At the point in time, they even invoked say in some way in our question of papa and spirit every PM or into two na enka near the adini na say papa the spirits no a year juma. Now, one of the things we do currently, no. We move straight. Ni akwa kotie in some potia a year family members no omudia tuja concerning this particular a year case, because mind you, in some way no, there's many reactions and definitely there are many things that people are reacting and people are talking about this particular issue. We'll move on very soon. Ni akwa kotie a year at the end of the day what is really going on, and even the way forward at the end what should be done and at the other. So it is what it is, and that is exactly what is really going on. So no now I was giving you an update earlier, sir. There has been some sort of reactions coming from the courts, and as basically in regards to this issue, family members need be reacting, and most of them are divided. Some are saying, "Oh, akofina yoye no waye ni ye, bimusu wanye ni ye, wankasa unia ba inteba ni se na sebiu obey BBC." At the end of the day, you are supposed to act like a shield, a protective shield for your sister. Into what I was acting as a protective shield for your sister, and if you are now say attacking her, and at the end of the day, no, anything. What I said, that is the big question. I'm for be ebisa. Anything. I mean, at the end of the day, this is exactly what is really happening now. I was telling you, sir, in all of these things are the family members, it be ababe kasa. Family members be kasa or more church in same. So on the screen, a timer na Adwoa Safo okupiemu hospital. I just say you could see some things were not really looking good, and this is the man involved. Menokas oni nuaba ekwan. So ubia na the whole of Ghana, we are questioning why, because we love him a lot, but still Ghanaians like him a lot. But then this kind of attitude and what really happened, Amama fu be ebisa say, where did we go wrong, and even how did this happen even in the first place? At the end of the day, we need answers. Now, I was telling you, sir, family members need be ababe kasa. We have a sound bite of it. What really happened, and even the way forward, and even how shocked they were when they heard the news themselves. Say, on one case, bema. And actually too. So now the thing is more like a family rivalry. This thing alone, and even the legacy of the man, Safo Kantanka itself, it could be greatly dented by these actions and as inactions of Omunyanum and as a Nyanum fight as a Minoka say no. He was social media. Everyone is reacting to it. Yenko tie in Sema a year the auntie of Sarah Adwoa Safo and also Kantanka Jr. or the tuja outside the court premises, and even is giving us a glimpse as to how this issue will be resolved in the first place.
Ghana police for almost some way, no be here at 3 years. No, who say Yama or Mube? Mestre, some Yama pay and ye Juma, I will my Ghana. Sunset, a summoner yakan, a your worst bullet in 48. Aka Adwoa Safo Jnr ana wakoyi obia dia anka odasani mbuko to engage say opportunity ana obonituo akuno Ghana ehifa na yekwe mesrem panyifo police panyifo e baba GP ani court panyifo Sasem waya na da hono moma ye pepe ye ne no kredie emrem sesei samuma omupe na ye nam hokra esro waya mu sase onipa waya na dwi se obedi bone no asase ye just any person Adwoa Safo onya kronfo odoni nua pa odoni nua padwa kofra odono Naka so no po ana tete mo Adwoa ontanya kofra na sasabi ni nua ba no na okoni nua ba mafia esasa ye boni tu ana esasa ye hwehwe so obewu ana nti nasre sebje na ye dia ma omo no empeyi fo hwe ni ye na omo fa ye tu ye na omo ma pepepe ye ne no kre eye Ghana, ayaye bebre dodo. Ayaye no kredie no edu babia na eho asam ka ayaye de. Empayifo no hwese no kre be ye adwuma. Impasa me kasa bebre. Isa asam na eda ho no. Yansunu mu te. Babia ona boda no. Eyempa ye na ye bo. Wapura. Nenim na sei. Ana boni ahomeka enti yanhwe se sanko wuya anka sabe be na aba no ana bo wawupa anka wawupa onya obia enjina nanamu se obema atamuo aye ne dia ebesre epayifo ya papa aposo Adwoa Safo onye nipa bia keke o onye nipa hunu bi keke papa no oye nyame a osane ba asase so ya pesa na chibe ya basa abusua nyina na ya twen se anka da bi beba na ya bepa ya papa kurabre na fei yakobie sabene samanse krata so na ya hwani ya papa no ekire oye ana okato ho na ya di eno aye adwuma se ya kwadwo ana papa chiro se.
So that was the family members. Clearly, their argument is simple here. Say, Omusu at the gym. Say, Yama Akwafina Billa. Then it means this guy can literally come after them. So people are really afraid. Now, the family members is also giving us a glimpse as to what really is happening. Telling us, contrary to the claims and yet on social media, say, your friend is a bullets, no, and a bullet pellets, no, a grazing ear and tessa or pricing the name, I say, what's the Sarah Joseph for Nipa Koko? Oye nipa oye koko nti adena happen sa no osanso ye political figure obire esanso ye mame say ne career as a whole no identity no nti identity the opasa bullet pellets ne pa de asay ne nimu nyina enu ntia na me no ukasa Adwoa Safo akoy 2 surgeries 37 military hospital have said, say, they are taking her and they are referring her to the bank hospital. Unfortunately, bank hospital mean Kayamoyawa, Lumba Eko. And now, Sarah Adwoa Safo in the aid, catch Ghana for say once again, she'll be taken out of the country to US for further treatment. There's another snippet, another message a few family members know whatever. Inti we ba ebe to also.
Wapro ho kwadwo. Wa ye ne ani kwan se wo ye. Unu Adwoa Safo unim so onu ni asem. Na na hima Adwoa free ye onu ni asem. Nti oba hu fia kwadwo. Eye tuotuo. Eye kum. Kwadwo. Wama ye sunu mu ate wate. Wama ye diarewo. Wama sama haye. Nti kan mama sare wu ya. Kwadwo nti kebeya wo de. Kebeya wo de. Menya so san kebeya wo de. Obunsam oba ufia onkra o. Na obedi ni dwuma wia. No free wu mu kwa. Oba sa na wani so ada ho. Enti mesre me kasa bebre. Mesre nyame ye nyina ye nyankopon. Nyame safo se o manani nkune.
Okay, so that was exactly what really happened, and we are seeing so the family members are really shocked. Say, if this had resulted in any form, shape, or way in terms of death, what could have happened? And this is something which is really mind-boggling. Now, all of these things, one person also don't know about the same way. Agyapong, mind you, all these things, of course, Agyapong it decline bar out. Papa no na watch that. And all the two just said, you want say, family members are more cool. Now, unfortunately, the infighting within the family members resulted in the killing of the legacy of Safo Kantanka. Inti Obekaya video previously Agyapong here and then number from videos. One of the things that he said was that the family should put aside all their differences, foster together, and rebuild or continue the legacy of their father. But apparently, that felt on deaf ears. Menoka say Agyapong once again has come out with another bombshell explosion, telling Ghanaians say all these things are air question, and as all this whole rivalry question, there's a different layer of this whole issue at Eba. What is the different layer? And Ghanaians should tighten their seats. Perhaps something could be done about it. But just say, who is really going to die? And this coming from Agyapong, who was very close, and as an Ota Eko a year. Safo Kantanka na we are looking at this as something I said you because said you munyina sorry ekunu and omune musa yenhwe video we exactly what Agyapong is saying. Babaka will try as much as possible and give you more updates to this particular issue.
Neba wadama man hwe yenye so be commit suicide normal mienu is it does revenge from Adwoa Safo side wadama. And I said, you know, what dear, and Kafanya God, one show come to suicide. It's your police for man or man in corner. It's your common to me, Nera. Wadama, a kind of natural plane. Wadama, spirituality is working. Wadama, dear, see, Yano. A soon, Papa, soon, Nayaduma. A tyranny catch us there, and Sanya Bessia Papano. Ababa be fa de baba akodi nako wadama wo kan wo hye san komo no misaka chom se enimguasie bi bebe ye wo social media enimguasie ena obi o ye hina ye de support ko Joseph na aso no ya kye no ene ya kye ne hango enimguasie no wadama enimguasie legacy no wadama ya papa po so safi an kye da bacho da bi na si ya kye na we kura ti bi di kokot se Christ Safo leader ya kye wo de wadama. Now, it is not yet established. So, no normal order fear money, but security detail what the fear. And every responsibility falls on his head. So, very fear say, not Jadon fire the Pacrona. A police for chimney. Yet I don't. When am I order? When am I order? So, go on Yanko Poneka. We say from the mommy. And to be a boy commissioner, Mamma. It's your common to me, September 2025 from Shankom. Stand here, Madame. 1 year, 23rd September 2025. What I want you. Omudi watem. Mudi matem. Madame, what can see? Look at them as Sibona Mam information. And Sibona Mam information September say. ayi papa na ono ma information papa ni security for bo Adwoa Safo tuo and so ka kire me
so magimi
omunim
nyansa etan ya da ni gimi
muwa
omo ye muwa ade ni ti abam e be den
afa be bo akire afa na tell social media.
So that is exactly what is really going on, and as the sequence of events, I mean, we can say, everyone is really reacting to it. But then it is what it is, and as in some of course, it's I believe say update be a baby. Trust me, say personally, me and I'm the bro concern this particular issue. Now, you call a year the camp of something that really happened yesterday in the end, of course. So yesterday the whole country was shut down. I'm talking about the biggest match, of course, so in the capital. And I said the World Cup, and let's say this particular match, of course, it concerned all of us. We were happy, we were watching it. But then same is it is a lot. It is a lot of issue. Now, in some it is a lot of issue. But then let's say but before I bet to us, I want you guys to watch this particular video. Because video is what is causing this whole issue. I'm for say okay. So something there inside. The thing check like things they inside, things they work. Yes, video about you understand exactly what I'm talking about.
No, it's the Juju guy. It's the Kane Juju guy. Ghana have just put Juju magic on us in the stadium.
Don't argue with the Juju.
Kane! You missing. Maybe the Juju was right.
Okay. So video I'll share yesterday the match now of course between Ghana and England. So if you are living under the rock and as high blood pressure, perhaps you should have skip a match because you should say ube like lady no shebola Ghana share or jubilate ya manife. So people are actually skeptical on watching the match. But then there's this one guy. It's a match in the course. The scores though was 0-0. But then there's this guy apparently first match between Ghana and Panama you who powder. When you say kolebu powder was a den but powder no hubia Ghana ye nya chance. Powder no hubia na Panama for nya chance. They can't score. Into at the end of the day na ma forecast powder ni bibi wom. Na eneda Hurricane enya chance bia that chance in fact a golden opportunity but me say in fact 2 times first one ball bar and a second one a deflected. So people are asking say what is really going on, and during the time na Hurricane onya sa chances ni nyina no na abrantie na ohuta powder ono ye Ghana ni US all stadium ono no su powder no eno na me no ka say no BBC for eternals na BBC for said there be idea we there FIFA has to step in because this guy anytime we who powder ni bia no e ka me koye say who powder ne pe chale then a team deflect. Many people there's many assets about your videos be show of how things went on in terms of the powder issue. In fact, Abrofona Kasan me so say one should be cast powder and ya ban powder at stadium or because you kind of crowd. UK was favored to win this particular match. But unfortunately, utim se Ghana for omini abri pa. Now let's put this on the screens. Or say we are ESPN Africa and on match show has say an almost show picture of Ghana no who powder during the match. And mind you, the score yesterday was 0-0. So at the end of the day, no man will be say, okay, if it is 0-0, not a who powder, then it is a powder and say be a baby boom. Now if you live score, in live score betting, score point, yeah, the whole world, one of the biggest organizations, almost track sports and a scores. Which the worst screens so I'll say Saturday, Ghanaian witch doctor puts a curse spell on Hurricane and England. Before another match, the member so in that crown. Sa abranti we are na sebiu. Sa abranti we are not just powder no. O use powder no Ghana versus Panama match. Ghana for every year no. O we happen of say Hurricane or captain for England or sanso shego pa no. Or no abranti any say wako cast spell. Okay, which is ordinary kwedu so ordinary manananom it's hurricane on timi share. And yesterday we saw that. Now there were videos involved if I could share because abroad the thing they buzz them my mind. Omontia say how can a common powder be causing this havoc? I was see a film. If the powder has any significance, I was saying said you FIFA address all of this particular issue. Now, the powder guy this time around is on making promise and na omo stadium wa omo ye nyankoma de babaka powder guy ni ye ni de na kweku bonsam so Ghana ha ono so el kanche yen fi video ye babaka e beto aso. Okay, so video I share no eye kweku nana kweku sorry the powder guy on it just can promise at the end of the day no na omo stadium wa just say match no air course no you could see both of them just say enya asem. In fact, let's watch this particular video again. Ye better us. So that is exactly what really went on. Clearly, you could see, say, powder no the powder is working. But one of the things that we also saw at the event, and I said here in Ghana, was that powder no cost a friend and anum say omumeje yellow. There's oba Ghana ha one of your comfort kesiye or get very powerful according to some people. Nana kweku bunsam. Nana kweku bunsam. The money any say nana kweku bunsam. The money any say England for no ye worki omo. Ye weki omo bibi koso tumi kasa nananom kasa ena sa tumi na kasa no omo ntimi enwini match no is either a draw or they lose. Na yenko share insema ana kanchi na nana kweku bunsam ekoso ana eye sisi ane de kamia ko say spirituality no amanfo aba abegya atu say if it is say Ghana ye be wini ana ye be draw dia ene nananom kanchi
the power of Kofi our ancestors of the land. And the that I am Kwakubu Sam, the most powerful spiritualist in the world. Did you see hurricane? He didn't see the ball at all. God bless you all. God bless our ancestors of the land and the angels. Yeah, no. Ultimate taki edda. Yeah, oh hurricane. I just tie hurricane. You see.
It's here for 2 T and some of the 2 jar or say I just tie hurricane. What chichi hurricane? It will soon we are simu. What chichi hurricane? It will a poisse or the king walk or 12 poisse. It's hurricane. Oh, yeah, down to me, say. So the gods are working. The gods are working. And to say, and then idea in some course in the same degree. But then just drop it in the comment section. Do you think that this whole nananum any powder no? I won't hear pa. Young twice or another say you. We should tone down a bit because decide na bruni na eden or mashe and SMP. Now and yet just that one of the things and also one of the events a course and one of near my course so our event na say amino ka se obia e ka wansem when Lewin kujo in cancer Lewin e just say okopie mu ewo a World Cup match na say in the World Cup ni de Ghana for bebre share Ghana for bebre share to say we saw the likes of Yenuaba if any say Yenuaba when the share say ensem bebre to say enya asem kuso yen share this particular snippet ye babaka ye better
okay, we're going to be 3-3. Ghana! Ghana! 2! Ghana 2! Guys! 2-0, England 0.
Okay, so that was a yellow win a bra over stadium why just a washa and yasem to our cry to say ya can't but then yeah it is what it is at the end of the day, you know, in summer air costono. Now the powder guy in the powder guy in the names you see no FIFA 4 baby biafa ho because abrofo no omo mpe challenge sa o start here yes and ma beka so wo the chemicals aba ho and na wo de ye niam bi at the end of the day bitima cause havoc. So the powder guy in there we don't know what is really going on, but I told you say in some way there is another twist to it because in Yaba when you say yesterday the match we saw a lot of Ghanaians were actually there and they graced the event to show their support and also their solidarity with the national team. I mean, say it is what it is. Until they will screen so even ESPN FC Omu posted said Ghana living large in the World Cup so far. Don't sleep on the Black Stars. So the powder definitely is working. The powder need a year Juma at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is. Now the brilliant moments where Kujun cancel the win or also occupy more meaning say magic ni bi anase kanchin na now kanchia. It is a kitwa and at the end of the day. At the end of the day, there were many calls and as many reactions to this particular issues. Yesterday, the boys really played very well. But then Charlie, Ten and Dra Croatia, which means Ghana, we are not just out of the woods yet. It's, you know, and it's not really nice. I was say we need a next match and I said, we need a next match now, Charlie. So we have the Wendy Shea video quickly. Yanko share exactly what really happened. The course. So in regards with Wendy Shea, Kujun Kasa Lewin, the magic spells in Yema, Babaka on this same football issue. No, meno say penalties should be about out. FIFA is being petitioned. In video Babaka, we will continue with this particular update.
As I'm out to me, Messi take it, you know. Yabatna England from. Oh baby, now ultimate kasa. When the show yet church we have bubble. Oh baby, Ghana for it, Ghana for ya. I'm Ghana for you. You know be. I never tie me. Where you have eligibility. You guys, Miss England from when you the day. My number 14. England phone call had England phone call. Kemachuba Ujabachi. We use our powers, you know. Namio. Alhamdulillah. Ghana win. 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 Ghana win.
Alright, so that was Kujun Cancer level on also Pimo. But let's look at the fixtures currently. In draft, shots fired without conceding so far. All FIFA World Cup ranking 2026 shots fired without conceding. You know, one my goalkeepers and I say opponents. I bought many shots. I just say number one, Ghana. Yesterday, England had a possession of 79. Born in Kwame, still they couldn't score. Argentina still now, shots fired several times, but still now, intimate show mobile. The same thing for Mexico, the same thing for Spain. I was shy to say and some kids. Now, far from these two, there are many skepticism about it because yesterday there was one thing, of course, this particular thing, of course, it is the topic of the day. Aminoka saying Ubia Eka Wansem. Now, it is really trending because Minoka say everyone is really talking about it. People are questioning if this whole thing was right, what should have been done, and even if the referee itself and the referee himself, if he was fair. Now, because of copyright, they need to show a FIFA 4 match. But no, we need the ball. You will realize yesterday there was a penalty. An instance, I just say, it was almost like a penalty. The referee did not award it. In fact, 2 instances. I'm not to be air part to say, you know, we all want a fair game. But then this game, if the referee is going to be biased because England, because Hurricane is involved, then at the end of the day, the game is not fair. And then even if there's a win on the England side, and as if there was a win on the England side, people will not really be happy. And as people will feel like, okay, this whole thing was not a fair play in its entirety. Before I be share see no, and I be quote the next particular updates no. I have this particular special video. Yeah, share bar. Okay, so that was the boys after and as the supporters after the match at Stadium Hall. Now, I told you, said there's one thing which is really shocking. Yesterday, a snippet, of course, where Ubiaka said that should have been a penalty. And I told you so because of copyright. Anyhow, FIFA is handling the whole World Cup and view rights into me issue. But actually, the whole screen so if BBC or say, I think that's a penalty. Concert takes a huge risk. His feet are off the floor, and when he comes flying in and he gets the man, not the ball. This was from Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney, England for one of our national team, our former national team players. Oh no, this same etu just say, yeah, kind of cry. And then that match in the course, so even though England possessed much of the ball in terms of possession, yeah, they did very well. The Ukraine say the instance are now a kunsa. Only a Ghanaian player no eba they came into close proximity during the time and now person channel that instance ne there no crane baako it should have been your friend is saying a straight up your friend is saying penalty. Now there's been many reactions to the extent say me no ka say Ghana coach Kraba Bekasa say o believe say in the no VAR no yesterday the VAR was on break and I said the VAR was not working because if this was a huge penalty, how did the referee even miss it in the first place? You made the car a year in some okay, young question in some CBS Sports or Moody 2 Jack concern this particular issue, arguing that this should have been a penalty. Babaka, a year Ghana's coach on Swababe Kasa, interview Babaka Betuaso.
I'm not surprised this was not given as a penalty in this game. Okay, so if we would be talking about our regular competitions and what we cover on Serie A and particularly what we see in Premier League, etc., this is being given in our domestic game. Now, what we've seen over this World Cup, and that's really where we kind of have to balance it, is what are the officials being given in the direction and the guidance as to what should and should not be given. You know, now we can put this into a pattern of clips. So when we talk about Scotland, right, they had 2 penalty decisions, not given that a lot of material impact on it, right? Gosh, sorry, I'm trying to drive from the top of my head. But there's a bunch of consistent contacts that are happening that are not being given. And you can then see that the threshold for VAR is do not give them unless it's so significant and so clear that everyone would think that you're crazy, right? For a certain reason. And I'm going to bring in back again.
Okay, so that's exactly what ASR sports analysts we are over US working with CBS company over US or the Tuja. Now Ghana's coach Ababe Kasa Oche said that was a penalty. In fact, 2 instances or this should have been a penalty. Interview Babaka
VAR still working in the World Cup. We still have VAR. Is working. I have some doubts about that because another penalty that they need give to Ghana, clear penalty. VAR went for a coffee and it's natural. I would like them also take my coffees once in a while. But it was a clear penalty. Clear penalty, red card. You have any doubts about that? You guys that you saw the game have any doubts about that? Or is only me that I was in the game? Sorry for my sarcasm, but if I say this, I'm not sure. VAR still working in the World Cup. We still have VAR. Is working. I have some doubts about that because another penalty that they need give to Ghana, clear penalty. VAR went for a coffee and it's natural. I would like them also take my coffees once in a while. But it was a clear penalty. Clear penalty, red card. You have any doubts about that?
Okay, so that was the coach, Ghana's coach, that was a clear penalty. Now, far from that, too, even the sports analysts on Sky Sports, BBC Sports, and many sports analysts, and even former footballers, and even most of England for footballers, they were saying that this was a clear penalty. The referee should have awarded a penalty and even a possible red card on 2 instances. One was involving their England's goalkeeper, and one involved Kunsa. Now, you could see the take of this particular man. What he said on Sky Sports and what UK are said that should have been a penalty for Ghana.
They have the same problems against Panama, and I think they have the right selection, and they'll work it out. And England are fine. Like there was an overreaction when you see Spain in the first game, and England are a good team and one of the favourites still.
Yeah. We want to get you on something that we all had a chat about earlier, about the penalty that could have or should have been given to Ghana. What's your take on it?
Yeah, I think it was a penalty. It's funny because what happens when there's that anxiousness to score a goal, you lose your discipline, you lose your shape, and that was probably one of the only times in the game where England, they were going a bit gung-ho. You could see Thomas on the sidelines going mad because you have to have good structure behind the game, and England were lucky there because that was the only transition that they conceded in the game.
Okay, so one of the things everyone is really applauding Ghana for in terms of yesterday's match is the discipline. The discipline yesterday was really top notch. Now, going against England, which houses the English Premier League and houses the best players, one of the best players in the world, is very difficult. Mind you, we check FIFA rankings now. England at the number 4. Ghana that 72. Now Ghana that 72nd position. Recently, World Cup here near 63rd. So we really can't compete head on head with them. We share the likes of players of Muyi Epia. In fact, last minute, Saka by Saka injury now. Ghana for headache pa. But regardless the thing, Ghanaians were saying, okay, we can't go into this game to collapse and outscore England. But what we can do is to hold on with our position, play a defensive game, be very tactical, be very disciplined. When we get any least chance, we try to score and also take the enemy or take a possession of the enemy. So that's exactly the game plan. Ghana for boy, it really worked. Now, a bra, whole penalty, crazy, tracking across the sports out, many people are reacting, and we could even see the shock with some people in the UK saying that this was a clear penalty. We have one of those instances. Video, Babaka, to us.
Yo! What the fuck? Ben! What the fuck are you doing, Semenyo just cleared off the line.
Hey, what the fuck? VAR.
Semenyo just cleared off the line.
VAR.
Say your fucking shit. Say your shit. Say your shit. Say your shit.
Oh my god, penalty check.
He jumped into that tackle.
Ben! That's a pen!
Fonzo, what the hell are you doing?
That's a pen!
So that was you could see the boys saying that was a clear penalty. But then the England player also, the England coach, is it Thomas Tuchel, and also Ekasai. Yesterday there was something that really happened. Everyone called for hydration break though. Realized that there was a confrontation between the coaches and Ghana's coach and even some players of the England team. And then Thomas Tuchel was explaining what really did happen and even this whole penalty crease.
Pushing. And we had, I think, 3 different goal scorers in the first match, and to rely on Harry is just a natural thing because he loves the responsibility and he takes it. He was not involved as much as we would like to, but it was just so narrow. We played basically our 2 central defenders were responsible for the build-up, and then it was basically a 8 against 10. So it was difficult to find space. The little moments that he had was just unlucky. And the last one, I think the last one is normally a clear goal, and would have gotten us a deserved win. We rely on Harry because we can, because he's our forward, but we don't over rely on him.
So that was a year, UK for England for MS so much chances are not by so we are relying so much on Harry Kane. Harry Kane was here, so we rely on him because Harry Kane is our best forward right now, and we have no option, but we don't over rely on him. Ghana though is still making the case for the whole penalty, and that's the penalty red card thing is see so between a Ghana player and a Konsa. The referee once again has said something. The video we continue with some of the excerpts of course during the match.
Sure, VAR is still working in the World Cup. We still have VAR. Is working. I have some doubts about that because another penalty that they need give to Ghana, clear penalty. VAR went for a coffee, and it's natural. I would like them also take my coffees once in a while, but it was a clear penalty. Clear penalty, red card. You have any doubts about that? You guys that you saw the game have any doubts about that, or it's only me that I was in the game? Sorry for my sarcasm, but if I say this kind of thing serious, they punish me. So I hope you understand that I am joking.
Okay, so that was Ghana's coach up. I said he doesn't really want to go into details because FIFA could penalize him. At the end of the day, you know, it is what it is. But then this is it. It be CRC. But then share some few excepts. Of course, Nigerian fan was raised by Ghanaians after the tournament. We'll come back with more updates sometime in the day. Thank you so much for watching.